babe. I've loved you the same this whole time. So tell me, what's on your mind? And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold inside.
How's it going, everyone? In today's video, I'll be showing you how to get smooth cinematic shots with your smartphone using the... What am I using again? Oh, it's my package. Yes, the MOZA Mini MX. If you want to get smooth cinematic footage with your smartphone, then having a gimbal is really important, because you generally don't want shaky footage unless it supports the story you are trying to tell. Shaky footages are sometimes great for providing the audience with a sense of nervousness, but having too much shaky camera motion can make the viewers feel dizzy or sick. The MOZA Mini MX is a great gimbal for getting unwanted shakiness in your videos. Even though the newest smartphones like the iPhone 11 Pro have great optical image stabilization, these smartphones are still limited to some point. I can tell you from experience that having a gimbal makes the process just so much easier and really allows to create shots that otherwise wouldn't be possible without a gimbal. Now, this tutorial is divided into 8 parts. We're going to start with the quick overview of the gimbal, then the build and design quality, mounting and balancing the gimbal with your smartphone. Then comes the really fun part. We're going to look at the basic functions and the advanced shooting modes, some special features that the app offers, and my camera settings for shooting videos with it. As a bonus, I will also provide you with a behind the scenes of how I shot the video using the gimbal. Hope this sounds great for you guys. I'm sure you will get a lot out of this tutorial, especially if you're starting out, so make sure to stick till the end to become a gimbal master. Okay. It's important that you know your gimbal really well so that controlling the gimbal becomes second nature to you. So here's a quick overview of the MOZA Mini MX. Starting from the top, you have the phone holder. On the panel, you have the FN button. Then you have the joystick to move the camera. To the left, you will find the zoom plus and minus button. And there is also a power indicator that shows you your battery levels. There is a Type-C charging port and a reset button. Lastly, towards the hand grip lies the smart trigger. Really simply made, not many buttons on the panel, which makes controlling the camera with one hand really easy. Let's talk about the build and design. The way how the MOZA Mini MX is built and designed makes it easy to shoot in different angles. This way you can get those unique shots that you really need. The advantage of having a compact gimbal like this is that you can take it everywhere with you and have it ready to shoot in no time. Because the gimbal doesn't have much weight, I really don't have to use any strength when operating it with one hand. Now you can mount a tripod to it that is included to place it on an even surface. This is really great for taking time lapses where you really want your camera to be steady. Another benefit of having a tripod leg is that you can hold it with your other hand for more control and stability. This is probably one of my favorite designs on this gimbal. A great hack to this is that you can disconnect the tripod and add different accessories to expand your setup. So for instance, you could add a microphone to your gimbal if, for example, you want to vlog with it. It would have been great if they added a second 1/4 screw mount to the very bottom of the hand grip just to have more connectivity options. It takes around 2.5 hours to charge the battery fully. The battery can power the gimbal for 24 hours if the gimbal is properly balanced. Mounting and balancing. Balancing this gimbal is really simple. Let me show you how to unlock the gimbal first. So there are 3 steps to unfolding this gimbal. First, rotate the hand grip by 180° counterclockwise, then rotate the tilt motor and phone holder clockwise. You should be hearing a clicking sound. Then place your smartphone in the phone holder with the camera facing outwards. and adjust it so that your smartphone is leveled. Alright, so this is going to be fun. Let's move on to the basic button functions. By long pressing the FN button, you can turn the gimbal on and off. When powered on, you can single press the FN button to start and stop recording. Double pressing it will switch to video mode and photo mode. Here's a quick note. With the controls on the gimbal, you can use your smartphone's standard camera to take photos and record videos. However, if you want to take full advantage of the gimbal's feature, I recommend using the MOZA Mini app, which we'll get into later. With the zoom plus and minus, you can simply zoom in and out. Double clicking on either of one of them will automatically zoom in or out. Then we have the smart trigger. If you click and hold the trigger, it will enable all lock mode. Double clicking will recenter and exit the current mode you're in. Triple clicking it will switch between the rear and front facing camera. Okay, let's get into the intelligent shooting modes. In order to get access to all of the features that the MOZA Mini MX has, you will need to download the MOZA Genie app. Once you did that, you can connect your smartphone with the app via Bluetooth. Now this gimbal offers a lot of great features that can be really helpful for getting creative shots. Now let's quickly look at those different modes. Let's look at the pan tilt follow mode. By single pressing the zoom plus, we'll switch the gimbal to pan tilt follow. If not, you can select it in the follow mode settings. I generally like using this mode since it's great for following your subject that gives you a natural movement. Sometimes modes like object tracking can create a robotic movement in your shot. That's why I use object tracking just in specific situations. By the way, if you're interested in smartphone gimbal movements, I have a dedicated video on that will give you more training in creating professionally good looking, smooth, cinematic video. With the object tracking mode, you can simply select a subject or object to track so that it stays in focus all the time. Especially with moving subjects, this can be very useful at times. There's also a face recognition mode that I find really awesome that tracks the subject intelligently. You can activate that by clicking the smart trigger once and it will look for the face to track. This can be useful for mobile vloggers that will help them stay in focus continuously. FPV mode. By single pressing on a zoom, you will enter FPV mode, allowing your smartphone to create roll follow motion. Inception mode. Now this effect is super cool. This will allow the lens to rotate and give the scene a feel of changing space and atmosphere. To do so, simply press the zoom minus or switch to FPV mode, then move the joystick left or right to rotate the roll axis. A really unique kind of way to tell your story. Sport gear mode. If you have a fast moving subject, then enabling sport gear mode is a great option. This way your gimbal will respond quicker to the action. Also with tracking enabled, the gimbal does a great job of responding quickly. This way your subject will always stay in focus. Vertigo mode. This effect allows the background to quickly grow in size or make the foreground become more dominant, depending on how you move the camera. You can achieve this look by moving the camera forward while pressing the zoom out button or vice versa. This gives the viewer a feeling of unreality and adds depth to your subject. Now here are some other special features that make this gimbal really unique. Magic mode. I personally don't use this feature because I have my own style of shooting, but if you're someone that needs inspiration or is just lazy to create a video, using this mode might be a great option for you. You can choose between different templates and it will simply guide you through it, creating the video for you. Smart gesture control. If you shoot videos by yourself, then having the smart gesture control can be very useful. This feature allows you to make a simple hand gesture to tell your video to either start or stop recording or take a picture. So to start recording, I simply show the camera 2 fingers, and to stop, I hold up all of my fingers and close it. Portrait and landscape mode. By triple pressing the power button, the gimbal will allow you to switch between portrait and landscape mode. For shooting videos, you generally want to use landscape mode. The only reason I would use portrait mode if I would make a story for Instagram. Editing and sharing. Last but not least, you're able to edit all of your videos in the MOZA Genie app. This is really great if you need to edit on the go or need to create simple edits. I preferably like to edit all of my videos in Final Cut Pro X, but having the option to edit on a smartphone using the MOZA Genie app is really cool. So now I'm going to show you the settings I used for shooting that video. And for that, we're going to use the MOZA Genie app. So open up the app, make sure to connect it with your device via Bluetooth, and we can get started. So this is the live menu we're at. Click on the gear setting icon, and then you're gonna choose camera mode, video. Lens choice is gonna be wide angle. Output format is 4K 60 frames per second. And the reason I choose 4K is because it gives me the highest resolution, and I can always crop in post if I want to. And 60 frames just allows me to capture everything also in slow motion, because I do like that buttery, smooth slow motion that 60 frame produces. But if you don't have 4K, you can also go with 1080p, 60 frames per second, that works too. All right, let's go back. You also have flash, you can also put on the flashlight as you can see, but we're not gonna need that. Now, if you're using a smartphone on a gimbal, I recommend turning your image stabilization off on the camera because you don't want it to interact with your gimbal. So leave that off. Important, set your whole camera to manual mode. This way you will have full control over ISO, shutter speed, and all of that stuff. It's almost similar as Filmic Pro. As you can see, you have the circle reticle that controls the exposure, and you have the square reticle that controls the focus. I usually lock the exposure since I don't want constant changes in my exposure, and also the temperature. So as you can see, when I shift it, the temperature changes and the exposure changes, and I don't want that. As for my shutter speed, because we're shooting at 60 frames per second, we want it double our frame rate, so we're gonna choose 120. The ISO I keep as low as possible so that you don't introduce noise into your image. You can also manually adjust your focus. Now I prefer using the autofocus on this camera because I find it does a really great job. The next thing we can do is also adjust our temperature. I think 5,600 Kelvin should be fine. Next, you want to have your preview in full screen. This way you can really see what is in focus and really see what's going on your screen. Reference line. This is important for setting your composition. I like how they offer the diagonal and grip option. I usually go for that. Another option I find interesting is the gradienter, which allows me to level my camera. As you can see, when I move it, the gradienter changes. So this way I know that I'm leveled. You know, it's a great little feature, but I don't think I will ever look at it while shooting. So yeah, these are basically the settings I use, and let's take this baby out. So we're here outside in beautiful Zurich, and I brought my friend with me, George. So if you don't know who George is, he also has a YouTube channel, but he's not that active. He's a very shy guy. But I hope through this video, no, I don't know what I'm saying. He's gonna help me out, do the B-rolls, but also be the subject in the video. So we're gonna test out the MOZA Mini MX so that you guys can see how this performs. Are you ready for that?
Ready for that. Let's go.
Let's do this. So the MOZA Mini MX is priced at 89 bucks, which is really an affordable price for what you get. Overall, I had a great experience operating this gimbal. I had a lot of fun shooting with it, and it's just great to have a featured pack gimbal that is small and capable of shooting smooth cinematic video. Now, it does take practice using this gimbal and knowing all of the features, but once it becomes second nature to you, you can really get great video results with it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the MOZA Mini MX. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so that I can keep creating awesome videos for you guys. Follow me on Instagram at Bennett Grazer, and if you want to learn more about mobile filmmaking, I got you covered. Go check out these 2 videos right here that will instantly help you create stunning mobile videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and stay creative, and I will see you in the next video.